everyone, welcome to Watercolor for the Non-Artistic Card Maker. It's Justine, and today we're focusing on masking and stenciling. Don't forget that there are 2 videos to check out today, as well as PDF downloads and a chance to link up your projects to win prizes over on my blog, which is listed below in the description. This is the card we're making today, and I'm going to be giving away this stamp set over on my blog. To get started, I need a watercolor panel. I cut this out at 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and I'm going to be stamping the 2 little couple frogs here from the Jump for Joy stamp set from Clearly Besotted. Once again, I'm giving these away on my blog if you make a project for my watercolor class, so be sure to link up. Now, I'm not only just stamping this on my watercolor panel, but I'm also stamping it on masking paper. Once I have it stamped on some masking paper, I'm just going to cut it out freehand. It's really important to just cut out the bottom rather than the top, because we're just going to be stamping the lily pad behind them, and it's really important that the bottom gets all cut out instead of just the top, so you can leave that piece on there. I'm going to stamp the lily pad also using archival ink. I'm going to stamp down on my stamp pad, and then I'm going to remove the mask. I'm going to be using my liquid masking tool here, which is a watercolor liquid mask that's going to dry to a solid, and then I'm going to be able to scrape it off when I'm finished. It's really important to let it dry absolutely completely before you start watercoloring. This may take a while. It's important to add just a really thin layer as well. You really don't need a lot, and you might not even need to do the middle of your image. Just depends on what kind of watercoloring you're going to be doing. I'm just simply going to be adding a blue background around my shape here, around my frogs. So I'm just going to go over with some water, saturate the paper, and just add some blue ink in various tones. I was careful when putting my masking fluid down not to do the middle in between their hands, because that was going to be sky as well, so I wanted it to make it look realistic. To remove the mask, you can use your fingernail or an eraser, and it will just come right off. You just have to sort of peel it off slowly and surely. It's just going to bump up almost as if you're trying to take glue off of something, and you'll see that it's non-permanent and will leave your image white behind it. So now I can go in and get ready for my coloring. I'm going to be Copic coloring this here because I want to stand out really brightly against the watercolor background here. And I am going to be using several Copic markers, which I'll list on the supply list below. I'm going to turn on some music while I'm coloring so I don't bore you too much, and let's get started. Now that I'm all done my panel here, I'm going to attach it using some 3D foam tape. I'm going to attach it to a card base similar to every other card base I've made pretty much for this series, 11 by 4 1/4 inches, scored at 5 1/2. And I'm just using some 3D foam tape because it helps with the warping of the watercolor paper. And that's the end of today's really cute, quick, and easy card. So be sure to check out the other video on stenciling, and I'll see you over my blog for the free PDF downloads as well as linking up your projects. I'd love to see what you're making for this class. All supplies used are linked to below in the video description or on my blog. If you want to visit my blog, you can click up at the top. Over on the right is the subscribe button, or you can click on the moving video to see the stenciling video. Thanks so much for watching.